What is up, everybody, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Camera Junkie live stream. My name's Luis, where I remind you, as always, to upgrade your skills before your gear. And if it is your first time here, welcome. Please be sure to introduce yourself into the chat so you can get the nice Camera Junkie crew welcome. All right, a lot of things. I'm excited about what we're going to be talking about tonight. I just got a part in, so I was able to put this together. So I haven't been working with what I'm going to be talking about tonight for long, literally just about a couple of hours, but I'm impressed with what I was able to put together. So I want to share that with you guys. But as always, the first thing that we do around here is to go ahead and check out to see who are the first camera junkies hanging out in the chat. So let's go ahead and do that. And this is also where I remind you to hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, and do all the YouTubery things. All right. Where's my mouse? Oh, there it is. All right. All right. We got Randy in the house saying hello, everyone. Miami is balmy, but for the rest of us, it's cold. Yeah. It feels pretty good, and it's not so humid, because that's what happens when like the cold fronts come around. It kind of removes the humidity that we usually are accustomed to here in South Florida. So the fact that like it feels like it's AC outside is just like perfect weather, like t-shirt, shorts. It is phenomenal. So unfortunately, bundle up for everyone else who's not in this area, because I know it's gonna get pretty cold. Terry Warfield was talking about this a little bit earlier today on a live stream about how they're expecting like 12 to 16 inches of snow. Crazy. So bundle up, everyone. We also have Paul in the house saying greetings. How are you, sir? Peter Gregg's in the house saying hi, folks. Hope everyone is safe, warm, and off the streets. It's not the snow, it's the ice that is dangerous. Come on, Peter. Please. Let's I saw your dad in his wheelchair. Say hello for him, for me. Yes, I will. I will. And we got Gretchen in the house saying hi to the camera junkies. Everybody's saying what's up to each other. Saying hi to Gretchen. Hi to Randy. All right. And we're going to march on. So what are we talking about today? Today, what I decided to get into, I'm just going to take you through the processes. Basically, what I've been trying to put together with the Nikon ZR. And I have it set up in a tripod across the room, and I'm going to be bringing it into the show in a little bit, but in a kind of weird and awkward way, something not traditional, but I'm going to walk you through it. So what is it that I'm trying to do? Well, I was trying to put the Blazar lenses, those anamorphic lenses, onto the ZR so that I can record some video with it in RAW, in the red RAW, and basically just put it up and have it available for downloads in the video, right? So I'm just gonna make a video basically putting the data on there just as like almost like stock footage, right? But also to give people the ability to see what the Blazar lenses can do on the red RAW with the ZR, and put like that whole package together. The problem with it is that they are completely manual focus lenses, so I'm gonna kind of need another person, and that's what I don't have. So I said, how can I make this feasible as a one person content creator? And that's where I came up with this. And I was asking Doc Rock exactly what was the name that it is, what I created, and that was today's title. It's a video assist module. So the first thing that I had done was purchased a follow focus. I purchased a follow focus, excuse me, not a follow focus, a wireless follow focus, so that I can set it up right onto the camera, like on this setup right here, and I'd be able to dial in my focus. And once it's dialed in, it's set, and I don't have to be jumping back and forth or putting something here in place of me. I'd be able to see it on the screen and dial in that focus. So that was the same thing that I wanted to do with the ZR. So the ZR throw the follow focus on there, and now I'd be able to control it. But even though the ZR has an amazing 4-inch screen that allows you to see at a distance, it's not infinite distance, especially at the like types of distances that I wanted to demonstrate the anamorphic lenses on the ZR. So the next thing is that I wanted to get a monitor right to it. So I connected the HDMI cable to the Nikon ZR, and then I was thinking, you know what, I'm gonna throw my monitor, right, like, and just run a long HDMI cable from the camera to the monitor, and then I'll have the follow focus right next to it, and I'll be able to dial it in and basically get like an over the shoulder shot, or like me leaning over like the balcony or something like that, different types of shots to show the ability of the camera plus the lens. So I wanted to get better b-roll, and like I said, it's kind of was seeming like I needed to get everything. Well, I couple of weeks ago is when I did the live stream, and I still need to put the video together of the 5 must-have accessories for the Nikon ZR, and one of them being like these little wireless remotes, right? This one's for the Sony right now. So this is exactly what I recommended, but with the Nikon, it has a like up, down, left, right joystick feature, and with the remote you have full access to the camera. You can open up the menus, you could change settings, you can do just about everything, start, stop recording, everything off of that little remote. So I was like, okay, that gives me the ability to control now the camera without having to go back and forth as far as like setting it all up on the monitor over here, but then going back to the camera to actually press record. So I have now a wired monitor, I have a wireless follow focus, and I have full control of start stop recording with the remote. So I decided to put those things together, and gonna show you more or less what I came up with. So let me take this off, because this is like the piece de resistance. This is the part that just came in. So let me go ahead and hide that right now for foreshadowing. Okay, I'm gonna go to my overhead now. All right, and this is what I came up with. I took a cheese plate, right? Lengthwise, it's thin, and I attached my monitor to it, and now I have my battery pack powering up the monitor. So that's the first thing, and that's what I said. I'm gonna run a long cable, which I actually have a really long HDMI cable, so that's why it came to my mind first off. Now I just basically gaff taped, right? I just gaff taped the remote to the back of that pad, or the back of the remote to the pad, right, to the cheese plate, and now I have complete control over the camera at my fingertips. And then I attached the NATO rail to the side of that same cheese plate so that I could attach the wireless follow focus, and now I have my wired video assist module for the Nikon ZR. But with the wired cable directly to the HDMI, I said this is pretty cool, because like I said, I could even change settings like codecs. I can go from the 6K to the 4K and not have to go back to the camera, and I'll be able to change all of those things on the fly with this setup. And then of course my mind started wandering. I go, man, how much are one of those like wireless HDMI like receiver and adapters that I might be able to attach to this? And the most inexpensive one that I saw available, you'd be running like close to $400 for the wireless HDMI like send and receive unit. And I was like, okay, I see that that's like the going price, but I wanted to make this on like an extra tight budget, especially using things that I've already purchased. So I went down a rabbit hole and just started looking for HDMI, wireless HDMI connectors. And that's where we found today's key amazing item that's making all of this possible. The piece de resistance. This, I'm dropping my microphone here. All right. The stand is incorrect. All right. Let's fix that. Bam. Thank God for Amazon. I literally purchased this thing that I'm going to be talking about, this wireless HDMI up to 50 meters, which I believe is like 160 yards or feet. I'm sorry, which is more than far enough because I don't think I'd be walking 160 feet away from any camera on a tripod, but that's a different conversation. I was able to pick this up on Amazon and they were able to deliver it to me the same day. So I ordered it early this morning and it made it here like around 6 p.m. And this is what we're talking about. Let me see if I can give you a better shot. A $37, and it came out to like $40 in total, wireless sender and receiver unit. And this is designed for the PlayStation system or like Nintendo Wii or anything like that. This wireless receiver and transmitter basically is designed so that you can take your PlayStation, your game console, and send that signal directly to your television. I go, okay, if it's sending it to your television and it's like its latency is fast enough for you to play a video game, then I'm guessing that it's available and should work fine for this application. And lucky enough, it did. So I was able to save hundreds upon hundreds of dollars on a like I forgot the brand that I was looking at, but like a wireless HDMI send and receive unit, and I was able to pick this one up for $37 and it's doing the job. So that's what I was foreshadowing here. This is the unit, a Thai Quinix. Let me see if we can get that to, there you go. Thai Quinix, right? As you can see, it says TV display. So this is the receiver side, and on the camera, plugged right into the HDMI, into the little converter, I have the sending unit. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on so we can see exactly what we're talking about. So camera's on now. Follow focus is on. HDMI transmitter is on. Okay. And now right here, I'm just gonna connect this to the import of my HD monitor here, and this is my port keys, right? And now that's why I also put this big battery over here as well. Let me go back to the overhead, because this big battery has a USB port, so it's powering up the monitor, and it's also powering up the transmitter slash receiver setup. All right, and now I'm gonna turn the remote on. The remote's gonna connect to the camera. Last thing, I'm gonna turn on the wireless follow focus. That is now gonna connect. Let me double check. Yep. So now we're fully powered up, and as you can see, if I can try to demonstrate, we have the entire image there wirelessly, and I'm telling you, like, this is budget. So right off the bat, yes, I'm gonna be 3D printing a handle to put all of these things together neatly. It's gonna cup the remote, right? I'll probably leave a space so that I still use the lanyard onto that kit. Spot for the NATO rail, easier mount for the monitor itself. And then the last thing that I'm also going to do is that I'm also going to create another one for like my Sony cameras, and I use my phone as the whole wireless setup. So the only thing that I would need to do is make a handle, throw the wireless follow focus, and have a phone connector, right? Maybe I should do it MagSafe. You know, thinking about it right now, I'm gonna make it MagSafe so that no matter which, you know, phone you're using, you'll be able to just to throw it on there and have a handle for it. So definitely, I already said it, so I'm gonna make it. And that's how easy it is. Now the monitor itself already has a de-squeeze factor, right? So of course the anamorphic is gonna look squoze, but this port keys monitor has a de-squeeze, so everything looks correct. And because I'm using this HDMI or HD monitor, I'm gonna be able to just grab the HDMI from over here and connect it here. So the camera's over there, it's transmitting to this HD receiver here wirelessly, and then I'm gonna connect it wired to make it part of the production, and you'll be able to see exactly what I see on this wireless video. What's it called again? Because I forgot already. It's the video assist unit. Yeah, and that's what I was able to put together. Like this is so dope because this covers everything. You know, like if I want to right now, I can hit here, press there, and it's already started recording. That's so cool, man. Okay, let me go ahead and grab the HDMI cable. Okay, so right now I'm sacrificing my B cam, which is the red one over here. And what we're doing is just bringing in the HDMI and we're plugging that in. Oh, you know what? I didn't think this through. Right? Because at the same time, it is still anamorphic. So when I click to it, it's going to look squoze. Okay. Let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to go to producer view. Okay. And let me go ahead and I'm going to click this. Excuse me. Where's my mouse? Okay. As you can see, the squeeze factor is in effect, and I'm already using the app for my main camera. So we're just going to work with it. But as you can see, we're overexposed, but I'm just showing you now the power. We're showing the focus breathing on it, but this is like minimal focal, like that's the close focus. And then I'm just rocking back until we are in focus, right? And I just passed it right there. And that right there looks amazing, right? And that's how simple it is. And that's what I'm saying. But here, like, even though I know I'll be doing the de-squeeze and everything in post-production, I know that I'm getting the correct shot because of what I'm able to see in this unit. So it's just like, I gotta make a video about how much money I'm saving with this like makeshift unit, because like even my HD monitor, like this one's about $100. So it's not like the most expensive, you know, monitor for your camera. So $100, 40 on the receiver, and you saved $280 on a wire. Actually, no, because the wireless transmitter is just this. So, you know, the monitor wouldn't even come into account. You're saving $360, I guess, $360 plus, getting this PlayStation transmitter receiver set up compared to like a Hollyland. That was the one that I was looking at. So, you know, getting like a Hollyland, which is an amazing product, and most likely those shoot to 10K. I mean, not 10K, 4K through the transmission. Now, that's the limitation of this thing. It's almost like those video capture cards where it can receive a 4K signal. So like the ZR is sending out a 4K signal, but it's going to, you know, like now downsize it, and it's only going to transmit 1080. So that's the image that we're seeing right now. It's a 1080 image, but definitely good enough as far as reference goes, because once again, this is going to be recorded in Red RAW, and it's just so that I can reference shots just like this, right? Like honestly, I could just sit here and just press record. Right, and now with that being recorded, like I have this shot where I can show like myself, you know, in a like late night editing you know, session or anything like that. So that's just, it's just dope, and I'm just super excited with the ability to do this now. Like Well, now this is where I say, you let me know what you think about this. I'm definitely gonna make a video, especially after I make my like 3D handle on it, and I'm gonna be putting all of this together because this is like, in all sincerity, super dope. Actually, and you know what? Let me show you exactly what else I'm talking about. I just stopped recording so that I can hit the function button and show you that we get right into the menu, right? Everything. And I'm doing all of this wirelessly. I'm just going and I'm able to check and change every setting on the camera, right? And even I can do playback, right? Because I just did that, so I can go and scroll and be like, oh, look, my last 2 videos, were they any good? And then hit play, and now we're watching a video playback of what I just recorded wirelessly. Like I said, this is giving me complete control. Let's go to the next video. That one was a bit longer, right? And like I said, like whether I'm looking at it, I'm able to see that, yo, you know what? We got the shot. So you can set this whole thing up in a remote location and boom, you're good to go. Like I'm really excited about this because even with autofocus and all those features, this is gonna give me a lot more functionality when it comes to just all of my camera's functionality. With this little wireless setup, I can connect any camera just the same way through HDMI, and I'll be able to check it out. And with the manual or with the wireless follow focus, I'll be able to nail the shot every single time. All right, let's get out of that and go back to the regular. You see, it's got like a little glitch there. It's not a glitch, that's just like it connecting from one thing to the other. But man, I have no complaints for $40. What? Yo, that is wild what we're able to do with technology today. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on the red. Oh, you know why it was so overexposed? I just got it right now. It's set up for the red, and the red is like shooting in RAW, so it's like very dark to get a cleaner image. So I boosted it up through Ecamm, and as soon as I connected this, it's just like super blown out. So my bad, but at least you got the gist of it. And we are back. Okay, and now I'm just gonna turn this off, disconnect this. So this is powered off, and turn off the wireless follow focus. And now this is completely powered down to give you a better look of the contraption that I put together. And the cool part is, like, I gotta be honest with you, with the weight of the battery and everything, it just like sits on my hand right there. It's pretty comfortable, right? You can see some of my thumb prints right there because that's exactly where like my thumb fits naturally, so I can get a good, like, you know, perch on it, a good grip. But yo, I love it. I love it because it's so functional. Like I love it because I'm so excited that I know I'm gonna nail all of these shots. And I'm really, you know, I was planning to put the ZR through its paces this week with the videos that I have lined up for it and about it. So this is gonna allow me to save so much time, like so much time. I'm trying to get a sunrise in there, you know? Okay, so that's the red. There we go. Let's see what we got. There we go. Okay, that looks good. You guys let me know if I'm choppy tonight, because I'm also running it as a test. I closed down all the applications, but my anamorphic app is having trouble with my setup ever since I I updated to the latest version of the operating system, which uh, it sucks because everything was working flawlessly, and I double checked it's my computer, right? I was thinking maybe it's the app with the operating system. Unfortunately not. Both my laptop and the Mac Mini in the back are running the application with no problems on the latest version that I have. And they've been on the iOS 2.6 for a minute. So I gotta see exactly what happens, but I would hate to have to redo my computer because of so much customization and stuff that I have in it. But we'll just see. Just let me know exactly how it's running, because the last thing that I want is to have it freeze the way that it was before. So yeah, because I think last week was really bad. I didn't even go back to check it, but I digress. Today I'm also gonna have a busy night once I'm done with the live stream, because I have a video to record and edit for the challenge that I've been doing. So I don't know if you guys also know Mr. Pat Flynn. I think I mentioned it a couple weeks ago. Is doing a 30-day challenge, and we're at day 13, I believe. So we're just about halfway there. And I've been doing a video every single day, and I gotta tell you, I am learning some new skills with this challenge. First of all, I'm learning how to save time, like not doing things like over and over again. So one of the things that I always said that I wanted to implement that I did with this challenge is the cookie cutter effect, right? The cookie cutter mode, which is because I was thinking of the same theme and the same thing throughout, I wasn't gonna pick a different song for every single video. I wanted to make sure that I picked a song that would be, or that would play nice with my, subscription plan of Epidemic, but that it would play nice on all the platforms, and that I wouldn't have like limiting restrictions. So once I found the song that was kind of upbeat, I said that's the song for all of these videos for the entire challenge, so that they have like their own theme. I use the same intros, the same graphics, and the only thing that changes is the content behind it. So that cookie cutter style is allowed me to do this thing successfully. The other thing that has taught me is how to just be more clear or more precise with my thoughts, right? And just like get to the point. And I'm recording myself, and like Doc was saying, I'm not doing more than 2 takes, right? So with just 2 takes of me doing it, I'm able to get enough, footage of me speaking about the subject. And then on top of that, when I go to editing, I still recognize like, man, I still said more than what I needed. And I just started still cutting the fat, right? Until the video is like as straight and to the point as possible. I'm still trying to throw, my bit of personality in there, and try to put a bit of storyline to it. But this is like a shorts challenge, so it's like hook to the meat of the content, and just try to keep them there with the context of the video itself. And like I said, it's allowing me to think clearer, and to think in that manner of like, what's the first thing that I can hook them to just stop the scroll, so to speak, and have them watch my video longer than somebody else's. And I think that as I continue to work on that skill, by the end of this challenge is going to be another kit in the Batman utility belt, so to speak. And I'm excited for it, because if that's also saving me a lot of time. Like I've been able to make some of these videos in like under 2 hours, with recording the video, editing, B-roll, and throwing it out there. So I'm starting to learn how to put these things together in a much faster manner. And no guarantees, but I'm gonna try to see how long I can take it past the challenge. If I still have content to make around the 3D printing, and then I'm gonna try to pass the mantle off and continue to do it amongst all my other things, the rig junkie, like the application, all the things, and just put something out every day, both myself and through the help of Opus Clips. So that's the plan moving forward. And like I said, this year's word was more, right? Was like abundance and just more output, and don't worry about anything else. And I think so far so good, right? As far as like the, like people would say, the New Year's resolution, so far so good. It's been to the point where like I have been able to put more output out there and let the chips fall where they may. All right. That was a hell of a soliloquy. Let me go see what you guys are saying. Let me get a sip of this. That was the end of that one. I knew that was on its last sip, so I already had the backup ready to rock and roll. I can't wait for my Monster sponsorship. It's coming. Okay. What you guys are saying? Let's see. Hey, Mookie's in the house. What's up, bro? Saying hello to all. Oh, Paul says film canister on the wall with the game controllers. Let's go, Paul. All right, let's see. This is the shot that I wanted to get to. So we have that. And like I said, with the PTZ and the style of Price is Right, so is Paul. Paul is right there with the game controllers. Man, that little guy has been there for a good minute. So congratulations to Paul. Great job. We got a point there. Boom. Point for Paul. Well done. Let me go and reset that camera. All right. Boom. Putting that PTZ to work. What's up? Randy was already giving you the point. He said, good job, Paul. I love it. Says, took me a second. Yeah, that one's been up there for weeks. I don't even remember how long. You understand? So I gotta check that out, and I gotta do better. You see, like, even more output. I need to get on the ball. And you know what? Holding myself accountable. I gotta write it down. Okay, we got a pencil here. And I gotta put together the points. I said I was gonna do it for the new year, and we're already finishing January. Okay, so let me get to it. I'm being, upfront with you guys. I'm gonna need Chad's help. I need to. What is it that I need to do? I need to get transcriptions of all the episodes since I started the game night, and then have all that info in. You should do it in Notion, because Notion is great for that. But I could also probably do it with Chad. Like, I could probably do it with Chat GPT. I just give him the transcripts and then say, I mentioned this. I need to know who I gave the points to, because it's all on verbal record. Okay, so tally up the game points and give away to top winners. All right. And I put it right in the middle of my project file so I don't forget. Great. I need to get it done. Oh, man. Oh, wow. I just see myself right now. I am glitching bad. I am shrieking slowly. But let's see. Okay. Because Paul got another point there as well. I think the first shot could have gave it away, right? That first shot showed it, but I had set up the third shot to not show the film canister, but there it is, right there on the shelf. Great job, Paul, once again. That's another 2 points. All right, and let's reset once again. Did I hit it? There we go. Reset. That's the shot, but man, I gotta look into it because this is the whole thing. I don't want to rewrite the application for a problem that's only existing on my computer, right? So I gotta really figure out I might have to make just a separate version for my computer and then see if it still works on the rest. What do you think I should do? I'm asking you guys. Should I make another version that maybe fixes this? Because I don't know if it will. Right? I could be chasing like an endless rabbit hole because it's my computer. Or should I wait for like another update from Apple? That maybe like the next update might have a cleaner install and not give me this issue. Oh, I'm torn. I'm torn right now because I'm not happy with the freezing and the like slowdown. And this is the whole thing. The new version, other people are using. Cam's used it like 2 or 3 times. Cam Mackie, for those who are not familiar, and he hasn't had an issue with any of the cameras that he's using it off the latest version. And like I said, I'm not having it on my M1 MacBook Air. And it was working perfectly until I did that update. Man, you can tell I'm really in remorse. I'm really regretting having done that update, man. Anyways, but congrats, Paul, for getting the other point. Yep, excellent job. I agree with Randy. Says it might be too many USB devices overloading the computer. Yeah, but even if it is, right? That didn't happen on the previous version. Like, so at the end of the day, it's the operating system. Like, why are you up now? Like, it's frustrating, guys. Like, I gotta tell you, like, I love doing this, right? And I made an app for this thing, and Apple had to just take this update. That's how I feel right now. So let's not dwell on it, because at the end of the day, it still works. It's just like there's a hiccup going on right now. There's something moving in the background, and it could be a bunch of different things. Like right now, in all sincerity, it could be that I'm using this thing, interview mode, right? Because interview mode, I have the computer in the back sending a signal through the network over here, and it doing all the rendering, all the cameras, like Randy just said, all the different USB inputs, and getting the signal through NDI, both for the iPhone and for like my application. And on top of that, we have an interview mode going in through another computer. Like, it could just be all of those things just compounding. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to kill the connection from the computer in the back. Let's see if maybe that helps. Okay, so I basically turned interview mode off, so that should be less resources. Another thing, let me check. Yeah, and I'm not even recording. So imagine if the computer were to be trying to record like 4 different locations to the hard drive at the same time. That would not be a good situation. So right now I turned off interview mode. Seems like it might be okay right now. It seems like it almost even picked up. So let's see. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. But you guys let me know if you see any differences for the better or for the worse. Says keep drinking those monsters and you'll need a bathroom break. No, that's the whole thing. I drink them throughout the day. So like I know they're cold when they come out of the fridge, but eventually I drink the majority of it at like room temperature because I'm not constantly putting it back, and when you do the back and forth it loses its fizz. It might be room temperature, but I enjoy the flavor of it, and it's more like a sip thing throughout the day, not like something that I'm guzzling. Says Paul found my meat too on my last live Thursday. Are you? I gotta check it out then. I gotta go check it out to see exactly what's going on over there. Hey, Parker Jennings is in the house saying hello, everyone. What's up, bro? How are you? Randy says it could be the security permissions on the OS. Every time I update, something goes wrong with Ecamm. Interesting. I gotta check it out. You know what? You might be onto something, Randy. Because this is the whole thing. My app looks great right now. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open up my NDI monitor application. Right? So the monitor is just basically like an HD monitor that you would put on a camera. But it's just like, it's looking for all the cameras that are on the network as NDI. So I'm going to pull up that camera. And if the NDI monitor looks good, then that means it's actually Ecamm that's actually having a bit of an issue with the receiving of it. Okay, NDI. Dog, it looks super good over here. That is wild. Would I be able to bring that in as an app? I should be. Hold on. Let me see something here. And this is the power of Ecamm and what we can do with it on the fly. Okay, so let me see what I have here. Oh no, you're not supposed to see that. That's early. I'm messing up over here. Minimize. You did not see that. Jedi mind trick. Where's this? The share screen. Okay. Doing the entire screen. Okay, NDI video monitor. This is like double inception right here, right? Because what's happening... Okay, let's see. Which one's moving first? You see, that's wild. So check this out. The bigger picture right here is moving first. Yeah. Okay. So the computer is receiving the NDI signal from my application. I'm using both Ecamm and the NDI monitor to pull the same feed. Okay? And Ecamm is lagging behind. You know, just slightly, but you can see that this one moves first. Yeah. Okay. And with that, right, what I did is that I pulled the screen share and I decided, you know what, let me share the NDI video monitor app right there as well. So that's so wild. So even that it's being pulled by another application, and then Ecamm is just displaying that video over what it's picking up itself. No, I think it's glitching on both now. Or is that Ecamm? No, it's actually not Ecamm. Okay, I'm seeing it in the AGI monitor app as well. Man, this is racking my brain right now. This is probably looking like a Chinese flick for you guys where none of the lips match or anything like that. All right, let's go back to the main shot over here. What? Are you serious? Yo, this is wild. I really gotta see. Maybe I'm gonna uninstall Ecamm and reinstall it, because even though I think what's really racking my brain is that I think it's like multiple things at the same time, because right now I'm pressing the key on my stream deck and it wasn't changing the scenes. Like, compared to what you're looking at right now, look at how smooth the video looks. Is just wild, like how bad that's glitching. I have so many things to do. Like, I think that's gonna kick my butt, because it's gonna be like a splinter in my mind. I was looking over here, but it's gonna be like a splinter in my mind where until I'm able to figure it out, it's gonna be just there nagging at me. It's just like, what do you think it is? Now I'm really starting to think that it's multiple things. There's definitely something with the computer and the way that it's receiving it. And then second is Ecamm, I also think is not grabbing it the same way, but I could be completely wrong. Maybe Ecamm's 100% fine, and the reason why it's glitching is just because of something happening with the computer itself. This is the Nikon Z or Z30. Yeah. Let's just stick with this one. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, monitor my resources. Absolutely. Like, it's the activity monitor. That's what it's called. But that's not even the issue, because that was actually one of my last updates. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like memory runoff or something like that, where like it just starts holding on to the memory, even the one that it's used, and it doesn't dump it. It's not like constant flowing thing. So I had switched it up, and I made sure that like now the application just capped like at 300 megabytes. I might have to increase that, you know, maybe go to 500 megabytes. I don't want it to pull too many resources, but that's a possibility. What is showing right now, and this is how many. Is that connected? No, it's okay. So I'm just counting what I have connected right now. I have 3 cameras connected physically, and then 1 via NDI, which is still the iPhone that is connected over there. So that's exactly what we have going on right now. With that, I have app memory at 28 gigabytes, wired memory at 6 gigabytes, and compressed memory at close to 10 gigabytes. There's 0 swap because I have enough RAM. I have 64 gigs of physical RAM, but memory being used right now in totality is 44.5 gigabytes and about 20 gigabytes cached. And I got a green little bar. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. I'll be able to add that to the stream. Oop. This is exactly what I'm looking at. As you can see, like no memory pressure, right? And that's exactly the stats that I'm dealing with right now on the computer. So the thing that's pulling, what is that? Hydra rendering services. There's 2 iterations of this. And it's pulling, that's 2.63, so 2.6 and an extra 1.8. So we're definitely talking about like close to 4.5 gigs. The Hydra rendering service. Let's find out together. Okay. Real quick, we're gonna go to the Google machine. Oh, Hydra rendering. Oh shit, this is exactly about Apple development, so this could be my app. Okay. And this probably sucks because this is a new update that probably came out for Xcode, which is what we use to develop the apps. Ooh. And the first thing on Reddit says rendering service eat my Mac memory is usually consuming about 10 to 15 gigabytes. And this is of September 2025. So this is all new stuff. And it says anyone else using Mac OS 26 Tahoe for professional use. So it's 100% the operating system. I'm just trying to keep a level head because like I said, regardless, even if it wasn't doing it on the previous operating system. Let me read a little bit more on it. Just a bit more. Well, you know what? This is the good thing about this. In all sincerity, this is the good thing about this. At least I know what the problem is. Because this is definitely has to be the situation. Because it's the most resource dependent thing that's running on my system, which is so crazy because my application is still hovering down towards the bottom saying like, hey, I'm only picking up, you understand, 235 megabytes. So it shows like my application's running fine when it actually isn't. Yep. All right, so that's a new rabbit hole that I need to find out how I could plug this hole. Because definitely it won't only be me who's having this issue. Luckily, the other people who I've been able to share the app with, either they have a cleaner install or I don't even know what it could be. Because this literally looks like it's something from Xcode. And first, that was the whole thing. First, I got the update to Tahoe. And then, like, because I'm on Tahoe, Xcode is like, oh, you're running Tahoe now. You need an update for Xcode. And I think that that's what's causing all of this extra garbage onto this setup right now. So, all right, let's go back to the chats. Thank you for that, Mookie, by the way, because you just got me to think in a different manner. And now at least I got something to go on instead of just trying to like take shots in the dark. Something I said was funny. Also, Ecamm when switching cameras shutters for about a second and then it settles. So it wasn't really a search game. My tiny tail was just swinging around. He saw my Me Too BTS. Okay. I was wondering. I was like, wait, you got the same thing going on? Because that would have been cool. I was like, yo. But I get it. That's cool. Said it could also be swapping hard drive saving. No, that's what we checked. I think I showed it over there that there was zero swap. Like if you get enough RAM, like I don't think there was a day that my hard drive has ever seen swap memory to the SSD for RAM. Just hasn't happened. It could be, sir. It could be. Like right now, everything is out of sync because I set the microphone delay for the main camera, which is the one, and it's more out of sync on this one, but this one is the one that's working right now, so I won't be able to adjust that on the fly. Not like while you're streaming. Because I meant memory swapping to the drive can slow down and it can delay the processing. Yeah, I know, but that's exactly what I was mentioning. Like there was zero swap on that image yesterday. Says you got to increase the swapping memory. I try to avoid it, right? I don't think that that's like the best for your hard drive. So that's one of the things that I knew would have been a limitation to the lesser rich in RAM, and that's why I maxed out the RAM as much as I could on the studio when I got it. I can't believe that this computer, I've had it here for 4 years. Right? 2022. And well, yeah, this is gonna be year 4. Crazy. Cause and asterisk, prior to this update, this thing has been a workhorse beast. Absolutely an amazing, phenomenal buy. I've had zero issues until now, and I know that it's not the hardware. Apple, here's looking at you, man. Come on, do better. Do better. Says, is that the new liquid display on the Apple has in Tahoe? The liquid could be. Like that was one of the issues because, like I told Doc, I'm like, this is Apple Vista, right? Because in all sincerity, you can say whatever you want to say. The liquid glass theme came out years ago for Windows Vista, and this was around 2004, 2005. My memory serves me correctly. Like the whole theme and everything that was Windows Vista, and I loved it when it was Windows Vista. And I remember when Windows Vista came out, it was only there to compete with the prettiness of the operating system that Mac was out with, but you still had Windows behind it, and I was like, this is amazing. And I had my, like my Windows all with this glass theme where everything was just like transparent. It was amazing, but it took resources like a mother, and most people needed their computers for production, so they would strip it down and then start running like bare bones, almost looking like Windows XP, even though they were using Vista, and that got the operating system to be more functional. So I wouldn't doubt that a lot of the glass aspect of the look could be slowing it down. Unfortunately, that's not the way that I have mine set up, because it just installed on top of my previous stuff, so it took all of my settings, and because I didn't set anything to glass on the previous setups, it didn't apply any of that to this one. But I really think it's like that memory runoff thing that we're reading about right now. This, what was it? Man, I forgot the name of it, and we were just talking about it. Hydra, that thing. The Hydra thing. Nothing named Hydra has ever been really good, right? Could be wrong, but that's like my sentiment. He says, welcome to app development. Yeah, but you see, it's not, well, how can I say? They developed the operating system. Now I have to develop my app around it, right? Gotta jump. Have a great week. Thanks for hanging out, Paul. Yeah, we're at the hour. Take care, Mr. Moderator. Carlos is in the house, late to the big show. Hey everyone, how you doing, Carlos? Thanks for hanging out. But we are closing things out. As you can see, like, this is what you're missing if you're not here. You see, you're getting the nice warm welcome, even if you're late to class, so to speak. Like, it doesn't matter, just as long as you made it to the bar. We're happy to have you. So, all right, let's go ahead and do what we do and eliminate, and let's close this loop of the foreshadowing, which is Cities God channels that I think you should go and watch. And let me go ahead and pull that thing up again because I have to minimize it, right? Where did I put it? There it is. Let's see. All right, we hit the buttons. We hit this button, and it's there. Yes. All right, I'm looking over here, but the window's over there, so I'm gonna do my best, and we're gonna do it like this. Okay, so this is this week's Cities God channels that I think you should go and watch. Mr. Thomas Spiker, I believe that's how it's pronounced. As you can see, he's under 1,000 subscribers, but he's definitely a camera junkie at heart. If you just look at his content right off the bat, he has plastic 3D printed remaking housings of like vintage cameras. He's doing a lot of crazy things, even stuff that I wouldn't even do just because I don't have access to the old set of equipment that he has. So he seems to be a very like fun character when it comes to content creation, and you can see it clearly through his content. He doesn't have a lot because he's starting out. It looks like just 6 months ago, right? And I came across his videos and I subscribed right away, especially to support these lesser subscribed channels, but I was able to enjoy his content, so I wanted to share it with you. And that's this week's Cities God channels that I think you should go and watch. Mr. Thomas Spiker, this week's Cities God, definitely a camera junkie at heart, especially if you could just see what his thumbnails look like. So with that being said, we have done it. Thomas Spiker, this week's Cities God channels that I think you should go and watch. And then we hit this button and then that button. And actually, let's switch over to back to this one because that was the funky camera. All right. All right, we did it. Now this is where we wrap it up. So everyone, thank you as always for hanging out here and making this my favorite place to be every single week. If you haven't done so already, I highly suggest you subscribe because there's a lot of amazing things coming just around the bend. I've been doing some work on the behind the scenes in the background, and I'm really excited for what's coming in the near future. So if you want to be informed and be a part of it, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and become part of the Camera Junkie Crew. It's absolutely free and it's highly appreciated. I'm working my way to 5,000 subscribers, so that's the next goal, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway at that time right here on one of these live streams once I reach that mark. So yep, that's exactly where we're at, and that's where we're gonna leave it. So as I always say, everyone, take care of yourselves and each other. I know it's a crazy cold weather right now in most of the mainland, so if you are, within that freezing zone, please look after yourself, keep warm. You're in our thoughts and prayers. I think it'll just be okay, but it's just like the couple of winters that we missed in the last couple of years, like you know, Mother Nature is making up for the loss of time. So that's just what it seems like to me. But I'm excited for next week. So if you haven't gotten the gist, right? This is episode 269, and that's 269 consecutive episodes of the Camera Junkie live stream every single Saturday night without skipping a beat. So if you want to become part of the crew and also have a reliable sense of entertainment every single week as we hang out here, then you need to become part of the crew, because we do this every single week, and consistency is part of the deal. We've been doing this every single week for over 5 years, and there's no stopping in sight. So I can't wait to see you, yes, you, and all of your smiling faces right here next week while we do it all over again. Same time, same place, right here, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Mr. Camera Junkie YouTube channel. So until then, take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you next time. Talk to you.